it again. You know what I'm saying? Salutes to everybody watching, wherever you're watching me from. We ready to get into it today. We got a lot to talk about, got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? We really going to get into it. We're going to be talking about, Jets OTAs. We're talking about the offensive line. We taking live calls as well, 515-602-9639. Again, 515-602-9639. Call in, man. Call in. I want to hear from y'all. We are talking that talk today. We are talking that talk. We got a lot going on. Again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in, man. We talking. A lot going on with OTAs, a lot going on around the league, a lot of things affecting the Jets. Again, salutes to everybody. Share the stream. If you're coming into the stream right now, please give the stream a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? It really helps put the stream out there and get people involved and get people calling in, man. We talking today. Lines are open right now, so if you want to call in right now, again, it's 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in because we are talking. Let me tell you, we are talking that talk today. So, 1 second, let me get a little water here, man. Woo! It's been a hot past couple days. A lot of OTAs, a lot of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? We getting into it. We really ready to get into it. So, again, please share, give it a thumbs up. You can also check out my link tree here. Exclamation point links, that brings that up. You can go to my link tree, check out all of my content that's on there. All of the stuff I got going on, man. Salutes to everybody that's watching as well. That's checking it out. We got a lot to talk about, and I cannot wait to get into it. There's been so many really good things going on with the New York Jets. So much happening. So hold on 1 second, folks. I'm going to connect the audio to the show, and we're going to get right into it. Hold on.
Blog Radio.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy Long Beach Joe, and we are back at it, all right? We got so much going on, so much to talk about. The New York Jets, the OTAs are, just wrapping up. We're mandatory mini camps right around the corner. We got outstanding performances to talk about from OTAs so far. Elijah Moore really lighting things up out there. Zach Wilson having some decent days too. There's been, some injuries as well. Becton's dealing with a little bit of a foot injury. We got a lot of questions. We're also going to discuss the New York Jets offensive line and where people feel like they stand at this point. We've made some additions, particularly this offseason. In the draft, we handled business, made a trade up, got some things. So we've got a lot to discuss. But listen, I am the man of the people. I am here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search Long Beach Joe. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on the Long Beach Joe Show. So without further ado, folks, let's go ahead and get into the show. I am fired up. I'm fired up, folks. All right. I'm also on iTunes as well. You can search The Long Beach Joe Show on iTunes. Please subscribe to your boy on iTunes, man. Got a lot of people leaving me ratings. Please continue to leave me ratings. A lot of 5-star ratings, a lot of comments and stuff like that. So please go there, go to iTunes, leave me some ratings, 5-star ratings. Tell me what you think about the show, how much you like it, all that stuff, man. I love the feedback. I love going back and forth. I'm also on Blog Talk Radio as well. Blog Talk Radio / Long Beach Joe Show. You can check me out there as well. You can listen while we do the show live, you know what I'm saying, from that side, if you want to just hear the audio. Also, if you want to watch the show as well and hear the audio at the exact same time, I also live stream on Long Beach Joe Jets. That's the YouTube channel. So you can go check that out there. And, you can watch your boy live stream. I also do other stuff on that channel as well. I post, content, just regular videos, but we also game as well on that channel. So we play a lot of video games together and have a lot of fun. So it's just a blast, an absolute blast doing this and having fun with so many people. And again, I'm on Twitter as well at YoungJ00030. The show's page is The Long Beach Joe. Go there, check out my page and, give me a follow, and we can go back and forth. So just check me out on all those channels. So with that said, it's time to talk, folks. And I mean, we got quite a bit to talk about. OTAs have been underway. There's been a lot of standout performances. Mandatory minicamp right around the corner. We've flirted, with possibly signing Morgan Moses at this point. He's come in and worked out, but the Jets haven't closed the deal on him. You got Crowder not attending OTAs. Just so much going on. But before I get into all those things, as everyone knows, I'm a Jets fan, not originally from New York, live in California, been a West Coast guy my whole life. Salutes to the West Coast. And there's a lot of fans, that are around my way as well that bleed green, that love this football team just like, anyone else that's a Jets fan. And there's a lot of fan clubs around the nation that are really uniting this fan base. So no matter where you stay at, you'll be able to sit down with your brothers and sisters in green and watch a game together and have fun and hear the Jets chant. So this week, what we're going to do is we're going to bring up Greg Tooney from the San Francisco Jets fan club. Those boys up in SF do their thing. From the San Francisco Jets fan club. And he's going to talk to us about what they do in San Francisco, how good of a time they're having together, saluting and just bleeding green together and having a great time cheering for this football team, win or lose. So, Greg, I want to thank you for coming on the show. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing good, Long Beach Joe. Appreciate you having me on the call here today. You could call me Long Beach Greg, I guess. I'm from Long Beach, New York. So
okay.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, Greg, again, go ahead.
No, pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me, and happy to talk about the New York Jets fans here in San Francisco.
Absolutely. And listen, I've been up there, you know what I'm saying? And you, the boys up in SF, they don't play at all, folks. All right. This group, this fan club is serious business. They have so much fun together and they do so many different things. And we're going to get into all of that, Greg. But first off, I want to ask, man, what made you become a fan of the New York Jets?
Well, New Yorkers are known for oversharing, I guess. So this could be oversharing, but it's actually my biological father who was a Jet Met Islander fan, so he gave me this life. I haven't seen him much since I was 5 years old, but hey, we're a passionate fan base, and that's how it all started for me. And I've lived in Boston for 14 years, and still bleed green and all those colors I was given. So that's how it all started, Long Beach Joe.
Yeah, and that's crazy because a lot of people say the exact same thing about becoming a fan of this football team. A lot of people say, hey, it was passed down from my family, all right? Uncle or my father, or, some people even say, hey, my mom was a big Jets fan and it just stuck with me. I was raised up in a house and it was like, listen, you're wearing green and that's the end of discussion. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. That's what's happening. It's said and done, finished. That's what's going to happen with you. You're going to be a Jets fan for the rest of your life. So, I completely understand your story there, Greg. Now, how did your fan club come about, my friend? Because, you guys, again, are way out there in SF. How did you guys, get together?
Yeah, we started around circa 2006 via meetup.com. So, wow, we're dating ourselves here on the internet. And we found a place to hang our hat at, the Rec Room in San Francisco, which is on California and Hyde in the city. And we are served and taken care of by the fabulous Frey brothers, Evan and Scotty, who are Jets, Islanders, Mets fans as well. Unfortunately, Scotty passed away this offseason of cancer. So he's, rest in peace. Luckily, we have the Jets family together, and we're all going to get through this. We're pretty broken up about it. But we know he's going to be rooting for the Jets up there. And overall, the membership kind of quadrupled with the Favre era. And, we have now 350 rabid fans. You can find us on New York Jet Fans in San Francisco is the Facebook page. And the website for the Rec Room, if you ever want to come down, party with us, and be part of the Jets family, because I was a transplant here in New York, and then I lived in Boston a long time. You can find the Rec Room and party with us and watch the Jets and bleed green at therecroomsf.com, therecroomsf.com. We'd love to have you guys. Often I find meetups by traveling. So we're real close with the San Diego Jet fan chapter as well, and I found those guys just by doing an internet search and traveling. So that's kind of our story, and we'll go Jets.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I want to thank you, for sharing all the information of where people can meet up, because again, you guys are a great group, and you always have people traveling in and out, especially in that SF area, and they might come down, coming from wherever they're coming from, and they're like, hey, I need to sit down and watch a game with my brothers and sisters. So it's great that you gave out all that information. Now, you were up there in San Francisco. I know it's tough, man. There's a lot of crazy Niners fans up there. Niner Nation is strong up there. I mean, strong, okay? Can you please tell us what it's like being a Jets fan in that area with, just the passion for the other team that is local there?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's fun. Obviously, they have a winning culture up here, both in San Francisco and we're right next to Raider country too. Before they moved to Vegas, but one thing I'll say about Jet fans, and I've known this for a long time, and it's really not disputed throughout the country, is we're a loyal fan base. We're a knowledgeable fan base. We're rapid. I don't know whether this life chose us or we chose it, but it's fine. It's fun. We get respect here. We come out in droves. We have our own little meetups, and it's a lot of fun. So, I'm kind of used to this thing. I lived in Boston for 14 years, during their whole run, if you will. So yeah, it's great. But hey, man, one thing we do is we bleed green, and that's not going to change. That's one thing I can say about Jet fans.
That's a fact. And you kind of brought up that you were out there in enemy territory, okay, with the Pats while they were having their run, man. Tell me what it was like being out there behind enemy lines, watching these people, these front runners, because we all know Patriot fans they're their own type of breed, their own type of people. Tell us what it was like surrounded by those people at the time when you were living out there in Boston.
Well, Long Beach Joe, it was a tough run. But I still have good friends. I still have good friends there. Here, I'll give you a small nugget of a story here. The first New York Jet game I ever went to was actually not at the Meadowlands. It was not in New York. It was at Gillette Stadium when Drew Bledsoe was knocked out by Mo Lewis and the Tom Brady era started. So I don't know whether I'm a mush or not. But, that's a little nugget for your listeners. It's something I live with and cross I have to bear on a daily basis. But, hey, one thing again, we are loyal. That doesn't change. I don't move to Boston and become a Patriots fan because it's convenient, or the Celtics are on a run, or the Bruins are on a run. We are loyal fans, and I got my DirecTV Sunday ticket, and we had our little Jets bar in Boston. So although it's tough, hey, opportunities in front of us now. We got Zach Wilson. We got competent coaching, competent leadership. So let's go on our own little run. Hey, Long Beach Joe?
Absolutely. That's big facts, man. You sitting there, you was at that game, you got to witness the drama get started. You know what I'm saying? That's a crazy spot to be in. I remember watching that game when Mo Lewis knocked him out, man, and I was like, this is crazy. And then this guy comes in, and then the Patriots get going. But like you were saying, man, and I want to talk about the team with you for a little bit, kind of step away from the club side, man. When you look at this situation, you brought up Zach Wilson. There was a lot of people that were extremely excited about him being drafted by the New York Jets. Give me your thoughts on him, man. And was he the quarterback that you wanted to see the Jets take in the draft?
Well, I think the obvious answer was we wanted Trevor Lawrence, but Zach Wilson shot up the draft board. You gotta love the arm. Yes, he's slender. Yes, he looks young, but 100%, I believe we did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't win without a quarterback in this league. We have not won in this league. It's not because of ghosts and goblins. It's because, we haven't been consistent winners because of leadership, competent general managers, and we haven't had an elite quarterback. So I actually battle with a lot of my friends online. I call them the Sam Darnold apologist, the Sam Darnold Stockholm Syndrome. Sam Darnold was a great kid. Sam Darnold was a great kid, but there's no doubt we did the right thing for financial reasons and performance reasons. The contract was coming up. You can't pay a kid $20 million because he's a nice kid. So, hey, this is where we're at. The kid's got a strong arm. I want to turn the page. I don't even want to talk about Sam Darnold anymore.
Yeah.
I wish him the best. But we have a new coach. We have a new quarterback. You need an elite quarterback to compete in this league. And hey, let's see what happens. I think they did the right thing. Does it mean he's going to be turn out? Who knows? But I 100% believe situationally, for performance and contract wise, we did the right thing.
Yeah, I'm a big Sam Darnold guy. I'm also an SC guy, not a homer, but I love my SC. And getting him in the draft was exceptional for me. I was unbelievably excited. I did think that Sam was given a raw deal. I think we had issues finding protection for him. We didn't give him weapons. And like you said, the coaching was just never competent, especially when you went into the Adam Gase era. That just set him up for failure there. But, I thought it was tough to watch him go. I was more of a guy that wanted to see us keep him, trade down, get some more capital and surround this football team or surround him, with more weapons for the team. But I understood when they moved on and took Zach Wilson. I understood, what time it was, and I wasn't necessarily a guy that was extremely upset about it. But, moving forward with Zach, I can't wait to see what this kid does. Again, I wasn't necessarily a big Zach Wilson guy either. I was big on Justin Fields. I wanted to see us take him. But Zach, I think, has some very good qualities, solid arm, like you said, as well. And he's a hard worker, and he's got football IQ. So I'm excited to see him, particularly in this new scheme that we're bringing in, with Mike LaFleur. So I'm excited about that as well. So what is your favorite free agency signing? Because the Jets also made some moves there too to bring some guys in. Who's the guy that you thought we signed this offseason that you just was unbelievably excited about?
I'm cautiously optimistic about the Corey Davis signing. I'm probably a little more trepidation around Lawson, just because yes, the pressure stats are there, but at the end of the day, what Parcells say, like, don't tell me about the pain, show me the baby.
Yeah.
And he hasn't put up a lot of sacks. So tied to Corey Davis, I know it's OTAs and we can all laugh about it. It doesn't matter. But Elijah Moore is to compliment Corey Davis, or really it should be, that he is putting up some impressive, Twitter messages from the Jet beat reporters about his performance in camp. So, it's early, but the kid's got speed. And so that looks like, it was rated a good draft pick, a steal, if you will, in the second round. So probably Corey Davis, a little more prep. We've been looking for a pass rusher since John Abraham. So
yeah,
Boston for that kind of money, I want to see the results. How about you? What's kind of your opinion on the free agency?
Yeah, for me, Greg, I looked at the situation and I said to myself, I was shocked that we got Lawson. I really, really was. I didn't think that we would get him at all. I thought he would go to another squad. I was excited about him. Corey Davis is probably I would say this. Lawson is probably the free agent that I'm most excited about, but I am over the moon about Corey Davis as well, because I think finally we have a number one wide receiver, a true number one. Because for years we've been searching for this. Remember Robbie? People were wondering if he could be a number one here. We had other issues in the past, signing guys and bringing guys in that could be solid pass catchers for our quarterback, and getting Corey Davis in the building, who hasn't had 1,000 yards in a season yet, But I think that he'll be able to do that because he'll have the targets. He'll be a guy that we, absolutely go to early and often. I'm excited about the wide receiver core as a whole as well because we've bolstered that so much too, not just with Corey Davis, but Keelan Cole, like you said as well, us drafting Elijah Moore too, bringing him in, I think was solid value too. So this wide receiver core is looking extremely solid. But yeah, Lawson I'm excited about, and Corey Davis I'm excited about too. Those two guys I thought were just phenomenal gets by Joe Douglas. So Greg, my final question for you before I let you go, man. This has been great because you've been talking, so much good stuff, really bringing the heat. What are your expectations for the New York Jets this upcoming season? Are you a guy that thinks that they're a playoff team? Where do you think that they'll land?
I don't think they're a playoff team, but maybe I'm a little more realistic. Mm-hmm. A lot of changes, new coach, new defensive scheme. The deep defensive backs really concern me.
Yes.
I feel like we've been talking about that for years, along with not drafting offensive linemen and not finding a pass rusher. So I don't think they're a playoff team, especially when most likely we're going to start a rookie quarterback from game one, and we're going to have to deal with all of that. What's competent expectations for me? They're probably realistic. I think if we could go 7-10, 8-9, I consider that a building block and a success. And really, the success is going to be built around the quarterback long term. So, record aside, if Zach Wilson can progress throughout the year and show that we might have something there, then truly we have something there, right? That is a huge key to this draft and a huge key to our success for the future. Yeah. You're absolutely correct, Greg. Listen, Greg, this was a phenomenal call from you, man. You really brought it. Can you, before you go ahead and before I let you go, can you please tell all of my listeners how they can get involved with you and your club, where you folks meet again, and how they can contact you on your social media platforms? Yeah, absolutely. So the website for our meetup place is therecroomsf.com. The Rec, WRECK, room, SF, one word, .com. Don't say San Fran. They don't like that out here. So it's recroomsf.com. And you can find us on New York Jet Fans in San Francisco on Facebook. And like I said, whether you're transplant here, whether you live here, or whether you're traveling, we have a great time down at the Rec Room. And, we look forward to seeing you all. Yeah, absolutely, Greg. Listen, it was phenomenal speaking with you, man. You guys, like I said, out there in SF, you do it real big. I want to thank you for coming on and speaking to us about everything you folks doing out there. You have a good night, my friend. Hey, you too. Thanks for having me on. Happy to join at any time. And, let's see. Off season is the most optimistic time of year. So really excited for the upcoming season. So let's do it, Long Beach Joe. Absolutely. Let's do it. Thank you. Take care, my friend. You have a good one. Listen, Greg calling in, man. Oh. Again, everyone, that was Greg Tooney from the San Francisco Jets fan club. I'm talking about phenomenal. Those guys do it big out there. I've had a lot of fun. I can't, go back and forth with a lot of people in that group, and they are rabid about their Jets. Let's be serious. It's a ton of knowledgeable fans in that club. They know what's going on, and they get after it. Greg was phenomenal as well. A lot of knowledge, a lot of take, spit, man. They know what they're doing out there in SF. Let me tell you. Now, it's time to talk about it, folks. We got a lot to talk about OTAs and getting into it. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. The lines are open. We are talking Jets. We're talking OTAs. We got a lot to discuss. So, first, I want to start off with a new signing that the Jets have made with Sherrod Nessman. Sherrod Nessman's coming in. Jeff Ulbrich, our defensive coordinator now, was his, old DC back then. I believe it was 2020. So, under him, he had I think it was like 27 tackles and a sack. So they're familiar. We're going to see what he does when he comes in. I mean, he's being brought into a very,
crowded safety room. We got quite a bit of safeties, especially with the uncertainty about, what's going on with Marcus May. We'll talk about that. Especially Ashton Davis as well, still recovering from that injury that he had. So bringing in, Nesman, I think is a solid move, and we'll see what he turns out, especially again with the familiarity within the system, that we're going to be having here. So you look at OTAs, man, and boy, has it been, a bunch of solid practices, man. A lot of really good positive things coming out of these OTAs. We're seeing Zach Wilson go out there, perform. He looks sharp. He's had some practices where there's been some up and downs. Chris Herndon dropping footballs as always. You know what I'm saying? But we'll bring up Chris Herndon down the line. But yeah, he had a big drop. A couple practices I think that led to an interception. So, but Zach Wilson has had his days where he's looked, a little shaky, but he's had some strong practices as well. So that's good to hear. Again, he's a young quarterback picking up a new system. This is first year in the NFL, so he's just trying to feel his way out. But it's good to hear, and it's also good to see as well when you're watching the film on him, just to zip on his passes. It's good to hear that he's starting to really pick up the scheme and putting things together. A couple of the other standouts as well from OTAs, Elijah Moore. I mean, this guy is to be raved about. I mean, everyone is talking about how phenomenal he is and how he brings it. You talk about our special teams coordinator, Brent Boyer, talking about how early he shows up. And he's putting in the extra work, so he's putting in overtime. And I know that kind of passed up a lot of people in the way that they thought, because they were just like, okay, well, he's showing up early. Listen, he's a young football player coming into this league who is fighting and doing every single thing he can to get an edge, to get himself out there on the field and produce. That's huge, man. A guy that's willing to show up early, a guy that's willing to put in the extra work, those are guys that you want on your football team. Those are guys that you want on your locker room. Because let me tell you something. When the going gets tough and you need to make sure that you're prepared to the fullest so that you can make that play in the fourth quarter, so that you can make that play to turn the tide of the football game. Listen, it's the guys that do their studying. It's the guys that get out there on the field early to, play, get their hands ready for catches. The guys that are making sure that they're conditioned on a daily basis. Those are the guys that absolutely succeed in this league, doing whatever they can do. Because again, this is a league full of talented players. The big question and the thing that separates a lot of talented players is the work that you're willing to put in. And Elijah Moore is standing out and really putting in quite a bit of work. We're also hearing great things about Michael Carter as well. A lot of people talking about the possibility that Michael Carter could end up being the starting running back for the New York Jets in his rookie year. Again, that running back, situation, that running back position is crowded full of guys. Tevin Coleman, you got P. Ryan, you got Ty Johnson, Josh Adams. I mean, there's so many guys, and they're talking constantly about Michael Carter and the things that he can do. Braxton Berrios, he's fighting as well. I know a lot of people have talked about him not even being on the roster at one point. Braxton Berrios is going out there. We've seen him put together a bunch of solid practices as well. And I think a lot of people have turned away on Braxton Berrios. You also got to think, here's a guy that also has special team experience as well. That could help him, make this roster this year as well, even though we have quite a bit of wide receiver talent. He could end up, eking his way on because he's still able to make plays, and he still, can be a guy that can contribute in special teams as well. Another guy done. This is an undrafted guy that the Jets paid quite a bit of money, and everybody was like, why? Why pay this guy? Hey, guess what? He's coming in, and he's putting in work, and a lot of people are talking about Isaiah Dunn possibly, taking some spots away and making the roster and being a guy that will significantly contribute this upcoming season. And that's huge because Greg talked about it. I've talked about it constantly. There's been a lot of question marks about this Jets cornerback position. Nobody likes Bless Austin. Everybody's questioning if he can, even get the job done, if he's even a number one. There's a lot of questions about that slot position. Even Hall. Some people are thinking, where does he stand? He had a decent rookie season. Is he a guy that's going to be able to step in? Is he a number one? Is he a number two? What is he? There's so many question marks at that cornerback position, even with us drafting guys, Michael Carter II and all those guys other guys that we drafted as well and brought them into the cornerback room. Isaiah could end up being a guy that could snatch a starting spot away from someone if he plays well enough. It could happen. There's a lot of people talking about it right now. Here's a guy that's putting on, and he's impressed quite a bit of people. So OTAs has been very interesting. Again, Mekhi Becton got a little bit of a foot injury. We'll be talking about the Jets offensive line tonight as well. You know, some people are concerned, especially with the history of injuries with him too. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does during this season. I think he'll be all right, but I'm wondering, will he be able to stay relatively healthy this season, at least more healthy than he was, last season. He missed time with the shoulder. There was breathing issues, all kind of things. So we'll see what happens with that. But listen, OTAs has been solid. Also, there's been a guy missing from OTAs too, Jamison Crowder. Sitting out of OTAs, he's not showing up. Again, these are not mandatory, not yet. Mandatory minicamp is around the corner, though. But he's been out of OTAs. He's working on that contract negotiation. Rumors out there is the Jets want him to restructure. He's making quite a bit of money this year. But so he's not at OTAs, and we'll see what happens. Him and Marcus May, we'll see if they show up to mandatory mini camps. A lot of people saying that the Jets expect them to, but we've seen in the past with other teams as well that, hey, there's a lot of players that are expected to show up with contract issues, and then they don't show up. So, we'll see what happens with both of those players, but definitely people, making a notice that, hey, Jamison's not out there. The Jets also worked out Morgan Moses. This is a guy that everybody was clamoring for the second that he was released. They looked at the right tackle position and they said, Fance, okay, we like him, but Morgan Moses could be an upgrade. The Jets did bring him in. They worked him out, but they haven't signed him. There's a lot of interest there, but the Jets didn't ink it, didn't get the deal done. So we'll see what happens going forward. But I'm in favor of that. I really, really am. I'm hoping that they can get the guy in here, ink it, and make him a Jet so that we can continue to upgrade this offensive line. It's extremely important. We saw last year what happens when you don't give a rookie quarterback enough time to be able to make plays and feel comfortable in the pocket, or a young quarterback, enough time to make plays and feel comfortable in the pocket. We've seen that. We saw it with Sam Darnold. We saw it, and it destroyed him. So, listen, we got quite a bit to talk about. I want to get to these lines now. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. The lines are open. We're talking OTAs. We're talking offensive line. I want to talk offensive line with everybody. We're talking about it all, man. What do you feel about the New York Jets? So, first call I'm going to go to here is my guy, Rusty. I think this is my guy, Rusty. Rusty, what's going on, my man? Salute to you.
Well,
thank you for calling in
hey,
tonight.
what's going on, Joe?
Hey, how's it going, man? Listen, we getting right into it, bruh. We getting right into it, Rusty. I know you got a lot of takes. You're always phenomenal to speak to. Give me your thoughts about Crowder not being out there for OTAs, man, due to that contract negotiation. Do you expect him to be at mandatory minicamp?
Well, I'm cool with going to deep waters. I like that anyway. But, I think he does now because he's got, how they said in 300, that very human, chill go up your spine.
Mm-hmm.
I think he now notices that with Elijah Moore, Berrios, just, doing him. He didn't come out of nowhere, but, he stepped it up from last year, absolutely. So that's what it sounds like. Mm-hmm. But Elijah Moore just sounds like if you just took Tyreek Hill and just took him, blended them together with Santana Moss, it really has that feel. It's freaking crazy. It's in a good way. It's weird because you can see it. It's like, oh, what's going on with this? Because you can't cover the dude in the red zone whatsoever. That's the Santana Moss aspect of it. Uh-huh. And then he'll burn you and he'll jump for the ball and willing to go like Tyreek. So it's like, oof. All right, cool. So when I think I said 800 yards or something last time, it could be it's insane to say, but it could be realistic. It could be just between three guys, 1,000 yards each, with Elijah. You have Mims, and you got oh my God, I can't believe I just forgot his name.
Corey Davis, right? Yeah, Corey Davis.
The guy, Corey, yeah. So that's, Crowder better get back on that field or, negotiate something because, I think he might be feeling it a little bit. And he's awesome, too. That's the weird, the funny part is, Crowder reminds me of, the next coming of, a Wayne Corbett for us. It's like that.
Yeah,
And
you know.
so but like if we could have all them together, it'd be amazing.
Yeah, it would. Rusty, and listen, man, I hear you, and I know a lot of Jets fans are extremely excited about Elijah Moore, but the names Tyreek Hill and those are lofty, but I absolutely understand.
You heard it first from Rusty.
Listen, I understand. The kid's phenomenal. The kid's absolutely phenomenal. I'm definitely not gonna take anything away from him. And like you said, he's unbelievably fast. And I was telling people about this constantly. Was that the kid can move. And again, I know it's in shorts and they're not in pads against other defenses trying to take their heads off and be aggressive. But I'm telling you, you see that second gear. You see that speed burst, when he's just taking off, bro. When he catches a football from Zach and you just see that next gear hit. And it's unbelievable to watch. So, like you said, man, I'm expecting.
It really is. It's honestly like trying to grab lightning.
Yeah. And I tell people all the time.
It just goes and crackles and it does what it does.
Yeah,
you know?
I have big expectations from him as well. That this upcoming season, I really want to see what he's going to be able to do against some of the the defenses they're going to face, especially with the type of coverages that I think he'll see. Because Corey Davis, I think, is going to be a guy that's going to get double covered quite a bit. People are going to want to take him away. So with Mims on that other side, and now you got to deal with Elijah Moore, and hopefully Crowder gets back into the fold, and they, like you said, they negotiate something. I want to see him, be at mandatory mini camps. I don't want to see nothing crazy. Hopefully they negotiate something. And with him back into the fold, and we're not even talking about Keelan Cole yet. We have not even talked about Keelan Cole yet, bro.
That's the craziest part. Like, it's just like, wait, we're talking about our team, right?
Yeah, like, people are not, we're not even talking about that guy as well. He's a guy that can also bring something to us too. So I'm excited about it. I'm actually excited about it. But I want to get to this offensive line with you, man, because I was talking with a lot of Jets fans. And we were going through OTAs and we were watching Vera Tucker do his stretches and all these things. Again, Vera Tucker, USC guy. I know he's going to be good. But, here we are.
Yeah, USC linemen are good, not the quarterbacks.
Here we go.
For the Jets, anyway.
Oh, my. Boo this man. Boo Rusty. Boo him again.
He had that bait dangle in front of me.
We're going to give him another one, man. Rusty, get out of here, man. It's all love. But so we're looking at this offensive line, man, and we're looking at the situation. Now Becton is dealing with that foot injury, Rusty. What do you expect from Becton coming this season?
I didn't mean to cut you off, but
do you expect him to be a Pro Bowler this upcoming season, man? And are you concerned about his injury issues going into this season as well?
I do, and I wanted to talk about that too. It's funny you brought it up with his foot. And I mean no ill will on him or nothing. Like, I hope he gets checked out. Mm-hmm. And it's weird because he's a massive man. Like, he's a mountain, like, and with a man that big and the way that his foot is, I can't pronounce it. It's something ilitis or something like that, right? Some weird type of itis. I can't pronounce the name of it.
Plantar fasciitis. Yeah.
But that's also known, to have problematic with diabetics. And I wonder if he's even aware of it, and the Jets are too at the same time, where if that was the case, I hope they'd figure it out sooner or later, because then he'd be fine. You figure that out. You play with diabetes, and no people have problems with that, but just finding it out. And that's what's weird to me, because you have a lot of these weird muscle strains, and then all of a sudden, that's a big thing that happens at that big, that part of your foot, especially with a man of his size. Like, I hope not. But like, he's a mammoth man, and they were already saying things about his weight. But I hope not. I hope it's just something they could figure out with his foot. But I see him being a Pro Bowler. He just throws people. It's unbelievable. Crazy, and he's mean about it, but a nice guy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I've known people that have had plantar fasciitis before. It doesn't necessarily mean you're diabetic. It's just kind of like micro tears.
I understand that.
Yeah, micro tears are like it's like the inside sole of your foot. It's really tough to deal with.
That's painful.
Oh my goodness, it's painful as it gets, Rusty. Like I said, I've known a lot of people.
All your weight and all your blood flow.
Exactly, and again, your feet. You're on your feet constantly all the time. So when you're dealing with those micro tears and that around that situation. You literally have to be off your feet. You have to roll your feet on things to get it to heal. It is as painful as it gets. But
I can't imagine it.
like you
That's
said
what
as
I mean.
well. Yeah, like
Ugh.
you said as well. And then, again, it's not something that necessarily just goes away tomorrow. It takes time. It really does take time.
I know. That's what sucks about it.
To work. So I'm worried about it as well. Like you said, especially with, again, people are talking about his weight is up. If he's off his feet and he can't, do those things, it's like, if you're not working out, you're wondering, hey, can he keep his diet together? Can he keep it straight? Because if not, then again, we'll see that weight go up. And also, how long of a lingering issue is this going to be? Is this going to be something that goes into next season as well? Can he stay off his feet and get it healed up in time? Because people are talking about training camp and being ready for preseason and stuff like that. But again, some people that I've known that have gotten it, it's kind of been a reoccurring thing where if they, do too much at one time, then they get it again, and it continues to go on until they completely
it's like turf toe,
stop.
but a lot worse, right?
Yeah. So, we just got to keep eyes on that. And again, with his injury issue history, we saw the shoulder was an issue. I think he missed some games as well because of breathing issues. So I'm hoping that Becton can keep it together and, cut out the injuries this year, because if he does, man, he's going to be unbelievable. I mean, the kid, he's going to be an all-pro. He's the best lineman that we have. He was the best lineman that we had last year. Hell, he might have been the best offensive player we had last year, hands down. You saw what the line looked like when he was out. When he would go out of games, things just completely fell apart up front. And on top of that, he's the guy that's going to be protecting our young quarterback, Zach Wilson, this year. So I'm hoping that Becton.
Blindside.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm hoping that Becton keeps it together.
And that's a blindside. So
yes, absolutely.
It's a little iffy and scary.
Absolutely. Now, my next question for you, Rusty, is when you look at this line, man, what do you expect of Vera Tucker in his first season, and how important is it for him to come in and play well immediately?
That's hugely important, especially too with Mackay being, you don't know really what's going on with his foot. Mm-hmm. So that's a huge thing. I really would not want him to move to left tackle if they, that's the thing too. People call me crazy at it, but he did good at USC at left tackle, but not great, where he was solid and he's unbelievable at the left guard position. Yeah. So, and then to throw him in there immediately into the NFL like that, when you want him to be a guard in the first place, I could see them doing that if that happened, year 2, year 3, something like that to help out. Mm-hmm. But I think it would hurt him more than benefit him if they threw him into left tackle like that. I think that's why Joe, I don't think, is really pulling the trigger on the right tackle on Moses right now, because he's like, ooh, we might have to do something about that left side. So, because you don't want to mess up Vera Tucker's psyche either, his footwork and everything that they're working on. So that could be a thing why they're not going after Moses right away either.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that too. My next question for you as well, because you brought up that tackle position, what are your thoughts about the Jets and Morgan Moses? Why do you think that they have not inked a deal with him to bring him in and have him play that right tackle position? Or are you comfortable going forward with Fant?
Well, I think that they're waiting on seeing what's going on with Mackay and everything, because they might try and go for a left tackle instead of a right tackle. So they can, because they have guys on that side. Granted, it's not Moses, but you don't know what's going to happen with Clark and everybody. So in that aspect, I think that's why they're holding off a little bit, and nobody's really jumped on him either. Like that's the weird part too. Like, why isn't Moses already gone either right now?
Yeah.
No, that's a little strange.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, if that's that soon. But that's what I honestly think. I think Joe's just sitting there, playing that 3D chess and talking with Coach Sala and everybody else and just being like, all right, I'm trying to figure out what to do about that. Because that left tackle part has been our anchor. That's basically where we started off with last year.
Yeah.
With JD's first draft. So I think that's what they're looking at, and that's why I think it's taking them a little bit. Because I think if Mackay was good, I think they would have just like, throw Moses on here.
Yeah.
I think it would have happened sooner, and Moses, I honestly think that.
Yeah, you might be right. You might clearly be right there, Rusty. Now,
but who knows,
Yeah. But my final question before I let you go, Rusty, and it's been a fire call from you, my friend, is what are your thoughts about Isaiah Dunn, man? There's been a lot of people talking about him being a standout and him possibly being able to snatch maybe a starting quarterback spot away from, some of the guys that we have here. What are your thoughts on him, man?
If that happens, I'm all for it because I like our home. I like homegrown. If we could do that, more the merrier.
Yeah.
And because the Bills have been able to do that. Ugh, I hate saying complimenting them on anything, but they've been successful in that. A couple other teams, a lot of other teams.
Yeah.
And I want to have it so we could do that. Have our own farm.
Yeah.
It's a good thing when you can grow your own, and then you can go out and grab whatever you want as treats, and then just Kansas City it. Just start sprinkling everything in there, or do whatever you got to do.
Yep. Listen, Rusty, this has been a call, man. You spit fire. Give this man a hand, studio audience. Give this man a hand. He knows what he's talking about. Night, my man.
You too, bud. Jets up, man.
Absolutely. Have a good one. Listen, Rusty calling in with fire, man. Rusty calling in with a lot of fire, and he spit a lot of great takes. Like he was saying as well, you want to see what happens at that tackle position. Morgan Moses still out there. Like he said as well, not everyone has jumped on him. So we'll see what happens going forward. I also want to keep my eyes on as well, people. I want to keep my eyes on the situation with Marcus May and Jamison Crowder. A lot of people saying, hey, they expect Marcus May back at mandatory minicamp. We all know that Marcus May wants a new contract. So we'll see what happens going forward with him. Hopefully he's able to come back. There's also been a lot of talk about him possibly moving to strong safety within the scheme. Man, let me tell you, that could bring us some success there. We saw him kind of struggle with it a little bit last season, but I think it was more because of the scheme and what was going on, the personnel that we had, and then they just kind of asked him to step back into his natural, normal role there at free safety, get back into coverage. But maybe we see Marcus May step into that strong safety role. He's very versatile, can do a lot of different things within a defense. So we'll see what happens going forward. But first, we got to make sure that he's actually playing. Again, we've seen guys skip that mandatory minicamp and get upset when they don't have their contract said and done the way that they like. So we'll see what happens there. And also Crowder, that guy could be, a big weapon within this offense, especially with everything that we got going. So hopefully, the Jets and him can come to an agreement, So again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We are taking all callers. We're talking Jets. All right. Salutes to all the savages in the chat. You listen, if you're listening to me from Blog Talk Radio, wherever else, I call my chat the savages. Why? Because they are straight up savage. Okay. Straight up savage. They don't care. They don't care. They're savage. Straight savages. Straight savages, people. And they get after it. You spit a take they don't like, they will let you know. They don't have a problem with that whatsoever, all right? So salute to the savages. I also come to them as well throughout the show and discuss things that they're saying in the chat. We get to it. But again, I want to get back to these lines. Wherever you're watching me from, please give me a thumbs up. Share the stream as well. It's greatly appreciated. So now I'm going to get back to these lines, and I'm going to a guy, 347. I'm coming directly to you. You seem like a new caller. Give me your name. Give me where you're from. And give me your thoughts about this New York Jets situation here at OTAs and the standout Elijah Moore. How are you feeling about him going into this season?
How you doing, Joe? So my name is John. I actually comment in your chat
okay,
every once in a while. So this is my first time actually calling in to the show. I just want to say, first and foremost, I'm not a Jets fan, but I grew up in New York, so the Jets are still like one of the teams I follow a lot. So
okay.
They still hold a place for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually a Browns fan, but I pay attention to the Jets almost as much as I do the Browns.
Okay.
But I just want to say I'm very excited about the Jets. I love the direction that Joe Douglas has them going in.
Mm-hmm.
I love Zach. I think I'm very excited about everything I've been hearing about OTAs and how they're going. Like Zach Wilson apparently has been showing so much potential.
Yep.
Elijah Moore. Denzel Mims has been dealing with some injuries. Mekhi Becton as well. But overall, I'm very excited about the direction of the franchise right now.
Yeah. Listen, John, salute to you, John. I know who you are. You're the guy that helps me in RE from time to time. You know what I'm saying? For those of you, for those of you,
I'm glad you're doing it, by the way.
oh man, listen, that's what I love about. So for those of you that are listening to me again on Blog Talk Radio or iTunes or wherever you're listening to me from, we also game on this channel as well. And so I play Resident Evil, I play Street Fighter, I play all this. And let me tell you something, John be on that Resident Evil. All right, there's times when we're going through and I'm going back and forth with people in the chat and we're trying to figure things out, and John just comes through like, hey, maybe you should do this or touch that, or maybe look this way, look that way. Hey, don't forget that. And boy, he gets us through every time. Salute to John. Salute to him, man. Salute to
I never like to backseat. Like, I don't want to just straight up give you the answers for stuff because, of course, I want you to, like, just, experience everything for yourself. But I'll try pointing you in the right direction here and there.
And that's what I'm talking. John is the best, man. John is the best. John is the best. Listen, salutes, and again, keep giving me those tips because everybody in the chat, we're all going back and forth to try to figure things out. But getting back into it, like you said as well, I know that you're a big Browns fan, but you're extremely excited about what the Jets are doing and how they're handling business. Zach, like you said, Zach Wilson looking good out there. We're hearing great things about him. We're hearing great things about Braxton Berrios and, Michael Carter as well. We're hearing great things about him and Isaiah Dunn, all those guys. But my question for you is this. When you look at this situation, you got a guy like Jamison Crowder missing OTAs because of contract negotiation. What are your thoughts about that situation, man?
So personally, Jamison Crowder, I totally understand. He has the right to do whatever he feels is best for himself in terms of how he wants to handle the contract situation. I don't think from his perspective that he should. I think he should be showing up to everything unless he's dealing with any injuries or anything like that, because the Jets did just draft Elijah Moore. They did just draft a guy who plays his position, who has, and no disrespect to Jamison Crowder, has higher potential. I mean, Elijah Moore was one of the best players in college football last year. He was awesome, speedster, great hands, and not only that, he's a perfect fit for what Mike LaFleur wants to do in this offense. I honestly think Mike LaFleur is going to have a lot of fun with Elijah Moore and everything that he can do with him. Plus, he's a third receiver on the team. Mims, Davis. In terms of the defense and the opposition and how they're going to be able to play them, they already have two guys that they need to worry about. So that's going to open up a lot of things for more. I don't think Crowder should. I respect his decision if he wants to hold out for a prolonged period. Totally respect it, but I don't Elijah Moore is a young guy. He's going to get all the reps as is anyways. If you play it wrongly, in the wrong way, you might just be giving Elijah Moore your spot. And honestly, I don't know how well, if the Jets were to decide, okay, I understand, I respect your decision, we'll see what you can get on the open market. I don't know if there's any team that's really going to be needy for Jamison Crowder. I mean, wide receiver talent in the league right now is probably at an all-time high. I don't know any team off the top of my head that's going to be, begging for Jamison Crowder's talents. So I don't know. I think he should be showing up. Go on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I don't know if there's going to be a team that's going to be really oh, Jamison Crowder's on the market. We need to give the Jets a third-round pick for that or whatever. So I think he should. I respect his decision, but I think he should show up to as many practices as he can. Yeah.
Again, I'm hoping that him and Marcus may show up to mandatory mini camps, because, again, that can really start to spiral. But like you said as well, I think I'm a little bit more of an optimist when it comes to the situation with Crowder. I think we'll be able to get something done. I do think that there will be teams out there that will vie for his services because he's still a very competent, especially from the slot, a very competent slot wide receiver. He was our best wide receiver last year. He was a guy that really put up numbers. But
he's still a very, very good player.
Yeah, but like you said, we'll see how things shake out because, again, we got Elijah Moore there. But, man, if he was to come back and everything gets right, you'd have him, you'd have Davis, you'd have Mims, you'd have Elijah Moore, and then Keelan Cole. Oh, man, this wide receiver core would be just unbelievable. I think it'd be one of the best wide receiver cores we've had in a long time, man.
If this wide receiver core can reach its potential, it is one of the most complete wide receiver cores And I'm not talking about tight ends or running back. I'm just talking about specifically wide receivers. It is one of the most complete wide receiving cores in the NFL. You got the two big wideouts in Mims and Corey Davis. And I don't think Corey Davis is getting enough credit for how good of a player he is. He got off to a slow start in Tennessee.
Yep.
Ryan Tannehill comes in, things work out a little bit better, and he's a really good player all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And Denzel Mims, so much intangible ability. That's a better word I'm looking for.
Absolutely.
He's big, fast, battle people for jump balls. And then if you do have Moore and Crowder in the slots, I mean, you can do whatever you want in terms of just how you want to spread the opposition out. And you can do a lot with that. So if Crowder does come in, it does, play for the Jets this year, that's such a complete wide receiving core, especially Mike LaFleur's offense where all their skill sets are tailored to these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said as well, that's the important thing too, is us bringing in that new offense. And like you said, the skill sets will be utilized. Because last season, we saw that 2 years, we saw that Adam Gase couldn't figure out how to utilize anyone's skill set, no matter what it was. He couldn't figure out how to utilize Sam Darnold. He couldn't figure out how to utilize Le'Veon Bell. I mean, it was insane. Adam Gase, you are terrible, man.
If you were a slot receiver, I mean, you probably got like 10 screens a game for Adam Gase.
Oh, John, I'm
so, I mean, there's something there.
Oh, dude, I'm so glad that those days are over now. We've gotten our new guy in here. But I want to go to the offensive line with you, John, because you're spitting fire right now. I want to get your thoughts on this situation. Mekhi Becton, he's got that plantar fasciitis now with his feet. We're hoping that everything clears up and that he'll be all right going into the season. How concerned are you with him and the injury history that he has? He's been bitten by that injury bug at times, and we've seen him miss games here, miss games there. How worried are you about that falling into this season?
Well, in terms of just Mekhi Becton and his injury history, of course, there is reason to be concerned. I mean, he did miss several games last year, and you hope that it doesn't spiral and become more of a thing, especially something like now, which is a lower body injury.
Yep.
I forget. It's a leg injury, right?
It's a foot injury. It's plantar fasciitis. Basically just like tears and like the it's like micro muscles or microfibers on the bottom of your feet.
Yeah, that's so concerning because as an offensive lineman, especially an offensive tackle, I mean, that's where you need to be. You're an anchor. You need to be able to have your proper balance and whatnot. Having a lower leg injury, especially a foot injury, it's not. It's hard to keep your balance, or it's something you may have to sit out for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And as much as I love what Joe Douglas has done on the offensive line, and I could say this about Joe Douglas as a whole. He is very, he doesn't really overspend for anything. And so there's depth there, especially once he drafted Elijah Vera Tucker, some of the starters, moved down. And so there's better depth, but you would like a better, I guess, backup left tackle situation than what the Jets have. You would like to have something a bit more clear cut if Becton does have to miss time. And Becton dealing with his injury, Adam Gase did not help him out with that at all.
Yeah.
Forcing him to go back out for that Bronco game, which I don't understand why coaches do that. If the guy can't play, he can't play. Don't be like, okay, he can maybe play, and then make him a backup and then put him in anyways. But, I mean, Adam Gase isn't known for making smart decisions. But, I mean, overall, you would like to be a little bit more concerned. From what I've read, he should be ready by time the season starts. So hopefully you just cross your fingers for that and hope that it's nothing serious.
Yeah. I hope that as well. And as we continue on this offensive line, man, what are your thoughts about Cam Clark, man? Do you think that this guy is the guy that you can just pencil in there at right guard and call it a day? Because that's kind of where I'm at this point. I don't want to see Van Broten back out there. I definitely don't want to see Lewis back out there. And I'm thinking Cam Clark is the guy. What say you?
I'm hopeful that he is. You would like to get something back from that. What was it, a fourth or fifth rounder that they used on him?
Yeah.
I'm hopeful because he didn't play at all last year. You would hope that the Jets that the idea was to build them up. Okay, maybe you're not ready this year, but we'll sort of give you a redshirt year, have you build up and build up your technique, get a little stronger. And then next year, when we have a bit more of an established line that we're going to plug you in, and we're going to have our starters be McGovern, Becton, Barrett Tucker, George Fant, and Cameron Clark, and you would hope that you could go with those guys. But yeah, Van Roten has been inconsistent at best. But we just haven't seen much of Cameron Clark. We haven't seen like so many glowing reviews from Kansas. Normally if the guy is like really doing well, you hear stuff about it. Mm-hmm. Personally, I haven't heard a whole lot. I'm hopeful, but there's not a whole lot to say about him just because he didn't really play last year.
Yeah, and like you said as well, him not playing last year, and then boom, now there's a lot of talks of thrusting him up into this situation where he could be competing or be the starting right guard. You will see what happens. This is a guy in his second year that could see significant impact.
If I can suggest something, because I know there's a lot of talk about Morgan Moses, and personally,
go ahead. That's where I was going next. Go ahead.
What would you think about, because Morgan Moses would automatically solidify the right tackle position. Okay. I've not heard people mention this so much yet. What if they were to sign Morgan Moses and then say, well, we're paying George Fant a lot of money. George Fant actually proved to be a good caliber offensive lineman last year. Not the greatest, but certainly better than what was expected from him last year. Mm-hmm. Plug him into right guard and see how that works.
And then leave Fant at right tackle?
No, I'm sorry. I meant plug Fant at right guard and then put Moses at right tackle. That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry.
I think that's an interesting idea, but can Fant play right guard? I don't know if he can. I think a lot of people, think about things like that, and this is a great point, but I think a lot of people look at situations and be like, well, he plays tackle, so he should be able to play guard. That'll be fine. And that's not always the way it works. Often we see people, there's players in the league that struggle going from right tackle to left tackle. Even, Penei Sewell, who's, just came out, they talked about it, I think he's playing right tackle out there where he's at. And he's even talked about, hey, this is tough, and he was said to be one of the greatest right tackles. He's going to be phenomenal. And I'm sure he is. He's going to be good at wherever they put him at on the line. I'm pretty sure, whether it be just right tackle this year and left tackle next year, whatever. But he's already talked about it himself. This is really, really tough. This is a tough transition. And we've seen offensive linemen in the past have tough transitions, trying to get into the league and turn into that, moving around the offensive line. So, I mean, it's a great idea, but I don't know if Fant would be able to play right guard at this point. I don't know if he could. But bringing in Morgan Moses to start at right tackle and maybe plugging in Cam Clark at that right guard position, I think that would be a good move for us. But I do respect your take there, John. And so my next question and my final question for you is this, man. What are your thoughts about Connor McGovern? Do you expect his play? Do you expect to see improved play from him? Because last season, there were a lot of fans that were upset with what he brought to the table with the money that we paid him in free agency.
So I hate to give such a boring answer, but you hope that it was just Adam Gase's scheme that wasn't lending itself to the offensive line, and you would hope, and I think to some degree Joe does sort of betting on that being the issue with most of the offensive line. Okay. Obviously, he did still, make attempts to improve it, but not as much as a lot of people expected him to. And so I think he's hoping that, okay, Adam Gase's scheme was bad. Most of our players didn't look good. With the new scheme, especially something that's as, I don't want to say friendly, but as easier to pick up, as say the West Coast, Mike LaFleur, Shanahan, because the offense is just a variation of that. You would hope that maybe these guys can get more comfortable with each other. And by the way, they have an actual off season this year, and so they have more time to gel together. Yeah, and you hope that everybody can do better. Connor McGovern, he was a guy that was thought of very highly coming out of Denver. So obviously talent is there. It's not like they just sign anybody to play center. So again, I hate to give a boring answer, but you really just hope that the scheme is the reason why McGovern looked so bad last year.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I respect that take, John. And you've brought the fire tonight. Give this guy a hand, man. Give him a hand. I respect your takes, and you're helping RE, man. Listen, I want to thank you for calling in tonight, John. Listen, I want to hear more from you, man. You know, because you know your stuff. You know your football, and you brought some great takes tonight. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. You have a good night, my friend.
You too, Joe. Take care.
All right. Listen, John bringing the fire, man. He had some really some intelligent fire there. He knows his stuff. You know, again, he's a guy that's a big Browns fan, but, you know, he knows his Jets as well. He's interested in the Jets and likes that stuff. So we're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in. We're taking all callers. We're talking OTAs. We're talking Jets offensive line. We're talking about it all, man. So next caller, I'm going to keep getting to these lines. Again, please call in if you can. You know, don't call into my show cursing. I'll get you out of here. Out of here fast. I'm talking fashion, and we got Adam Gase out of here, man. When the car don't start, man, guess what? Couldn't start the car, and then when he finally did, it got into a car wreck. I'm getting his ass out of here. Get Adam Gase out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? We got him out of here quickly. So we're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. Now we're going to keep getting to these lines. I think this is my guy, Mike from Bayshore, man. I think this is my guy, Mike. You know what I'm saying? Mike, salute.
Big Joe!
Oh, my
Big
goodness.
Joe!
Oh, my. Hold on.
Big Joe!
Hold on.
Rivals won!
Okay.
Yo!
Hold on, Mike.
Get off me, man! Get off me, man!
We got to bring you in. Mike Savage! The boy's a savage! Oh, my God. Mike bringing the fire already. Listen, Mike.
Big Joe!
Hey.
Big Joe! Big Joe, let me tell you, bro.
Okay.
I'm not that white guy that wears sandals and collared shirts. Yo, see me, bro. See me. I guarantee you, bro. See me.
Listen.
I am the vanilla stallion, bro. I will wreck your party. Don't get mad that I date your sister. Big Joe, love you, bro.
Listen.
Live dead establishing the livest one, bro.
Listen, Mike, you already coming in hot. I feel you. Respects to you. Let's get into it, all right? We're hearing a lot of great things from OTAs. We're hearing a lot of good stuff about Elijah Moore and everything he's bringing to the table.
Elijah Moore.
Give me your thoughts about it, man. Give me your thoughts.
Elijah Moore, he is catching it, grabbing it. He's doing what he can. Michael Carter, love him. And dude, Elijah Tucker, dude, how can you not love this guy, man? How can you not love this guy? He's just like setting it up. And then, dude, I can't be more happy, man.
Yeah.
Big Joe, I cannot talk to you so much, man. I'm so glad to talk to you, man.
Yeah. I'm glad
you tell your cats, bro. They want to talk to the Vanilla Stallion. Come to exit 42, bro. I will meet you right now, bro.
Listen.
Big Joe.
Listen, Mike he's going ham right now, okay? He is talking that talk right now. Let's go. Listen. Mike, you bring in the fire right now.
I don't wear sandals, bro. I don't wear sandals, man.
He don't wear sandals or collared shirts. We know.
I don't wear sandals. Come to Bayshore, bro.
Yeah.
Come to exit 42.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Listen.
Big Joe.
Mike, you bringing the fire right now, man. We got to get back to these Jets. We got to talk about these Jets because you bringing in hot right now. I want to get your thoughts on this. What are your thoughts about Jamison Crowder missing the OTA so far because of contract negotiations? How do you think the Jets should handle this situation, man?
Bro, take it or leave it. And the best thing you could do is take it. My man, take it. Crowder, take it. Take it, because everything is being proper. Everything is being proper.
Yeah.
Everything is being proper right now. You need to be part of the one. And let me tell you, man, Big Joe, it's been a while, man.
Yeah.
I have the birth of my child right now. Man, I am so glad to be part of this channel, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, man.
Listen, Mike.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in,
Tell
my
you,
man.
Any cop's got something to say to me. Meet me at exit 42, bro. I don't
Fire.
wear sandals, bro.
He don't.
Sandals, man.
He don't wear sandals or collared shirts. Listen, Mike, thank you for calling in. I'm gonna let you go, my man. Thank you for calling in
Big
tonight.
Joe,
You have yourself
thank
a
you
good
so
night,
much.
man.
I have sent something. I have sent something to your channel.
Thank
you so much. Listen, I sent, dude. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Seriously, much love.
Thank you.
Ride or die, bro.
Absolutely.
Ride or die, bro.
Thank you.
Anybody got something to say? Exit 42. Exit 42. I'll be there without sandals. I'm not that white boy.
That's what I'm.
Get out of here.
All right, Mike. Thank you for calling in. Listen, Mike call in with fire all the time. He tells you, man. He is a guy that calls in. He's letting you know he don't wear sandals. He don't wear no damn collared shirts. Woo! Came in with straight fire and passionate takes. Salutes and respect to Mike. Woo! Well, that boy from Bay Shore is something else, man. Nothing but fire, nothing but passion. Oh, man. Listen, this has been a show. This has been a show, and we've gotten into it, man. But going back to some things that we talked about as well before Mike just called in and just brought nothing but just a blowtorch to this place. We're looking at this situation with Mekhi Becton. I talked a little bit about it with John when he called in as well. He's a guy that I'm extremely excited about coming into this season. Extremely excited about. I can't wait to see him out there on the field in preseason, but I am a little bit worried. I'm worried about the injury history. I'm worried about him staying healthy this season. I am worried about that. The shoulder injury we saw, I think he missed a game with like a breathing issue. Now with that plantar fasciitis, again, that's an injury that I understand a lot of people just kind of blow it off because it's not a broken bone, it's not a torn ligament, stuff like that. But it is an injury that's extremely painful. It's an injury that can definitely hinder his play because, again, he's a big guy. He's on his feet constantly. You know, we all know he's a left tackle. He's got to move. He's got to get out there fast. So that pounding on the bottom of that foot, on the bottom of those feet, can definitely, become even more and more painful as the season goes on if this doesn't get cleared up quickly, okay? If it doesn't get cleared up quickly, boy, there could be some issues. So I'm hoping that everything gets moved over there. He's able to keep it, under wraps. Get it good before the season starts, and I hope they keep working with them to make sure that doesn't become a reoccurring thing. Because again, man, I've seen people with it. I know people that have had it before, and they just talk about how painful it is and all the things you have to do. You got to roll your foot on stuff. You got to have the bottom of your feet massaged sometimes, especially. It's hard to walk. It's hard to work out. It's hard to do everything with that stuff. So I'm hoping that he's okay going into the season because that is a guy that I look at and I say to myself, man, oh man, he's a guy that could be a Pro Bowler. He's a guy that could be an All-Pro. He's a guy that can really, continue to help and bolster this offensive line because we saw last year that he absolutely was a big part of what we were doing, man. So I'm excited about Mekhi, and I'm hoping everything, continues to go straight there. Morgan Moses, I'm hoping the Jets ink something with him at this point. I don't know, what's going on there, why they haven't done it, but if you can upgrade, if you can bring in Morgan Moses and have him help out this offensive line, you got to do it, man, because, we've had issues up front. Absolutely had issues up front. And again, I think if you plug in, Cam Clark to that right guard position, man, this offensive line, if he produces, man, this offensive line can really, really be good. That's why I'm also hoping on the other side, that wide receiver core, I'm hoping that, Jamison Crowder, I'm hoping they can get things together with him make sure everything is straight. I hope he restructures well, finds a deal that works for him, finds a deal that works for the team, and then he gets back to it, because I do not want to see him or Marcus May. I don't want to see this stuff drag on in a mandatory mini camp and either, both of them, not show up. I don't want to see that, because again, we're implementing a new offensive game plan. So I definitely want Crowder to be in there. And also with Marcus May, you look at what we're doing as well. We're bringing in a new defense too. I want to see him out there. So I'm hoping that things can get worked out. I'm hoping May just comes in and everything's good there and the Jets can continue on, man, because there's so many good things that we have coming into the season. And everybody's excited about this football team. They really, really are, man. So with that said, I'm going to start to close out the show. There's been a lot of fire, man. Been a lot of great callers, and I want to thank everybody for calling in tonight. It was phenomenal. So listen, I am the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe. Like that page. My content's up there as well. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. I'm also on Twitter as well at YoungJ000. That's 3 zeros. Go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you right back. You want to troll me? No issues. I'm the troll that lives under the bridge, and I will have my Vera Tucker jersey on at all times. Okay? At all times. You want to troll me? No issues. I'll be down there trolling with everybody. I'm also on YouTube as well at Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. That's where you can catch my live streams. That's where you can catch all my content. That you can catch my gaming as well. So please subscribe to me on YouTube. Again, Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe to me on there. And if you want to troll me in the comments, no problem. We'll go back and forth and I'll troll you right back. And as always, people, when you see me in person, okay, it is arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone. Free hugs for everyone. The hugs will cost you absolutely nothing, no matter what anyone says. Always remember that the hugs are absolutely free. I want to thank everyone for listening. Without you folks, I'm absolutely nothing. Thank you for taking the times out of your day to listen and call into the show. You folks are phenomenal. And again, I want to thank and salute Greg Tooney for calling in tonight from the San Francisco Jets fan club. It was phenomenal to speak with him. So I want to thank you folks for listening again. You folks have a good one. Peace. 1 second, folks. All right, I'm back. Everybody's hearing me. Listen, I want to thank everybody for listening and calling in tonight. It was phenomenal to speak with y'all. I got to get out of here quickly because my schedule is crazy. Everyone, exclamation point links in the chat, please. You hit that, boom, brings up my link tree. Love going back and forth with everybody tonight. It was great. My link tree has the links to all of my content, all of it, from charities that I work with to just everything that I do, my blog talk, my YouTube, all that stuff. So please check that out. Again, subscribe to me on iTunes. Leave me a rating if you can. That's in there as well. And just, again, my social media, all that stuff is in there. Hit me up. Talk to me. I'll talk back. I love going back and forth with everyone. And again, salutes to everybody in the chat, all of you. Salutes to Michael, salutes to Daniel, salutes to John, salutes to James, again, salutes to H-Jet, salutes to Rusty, Will, salutes to SG, salutes to D Jones, salutes to NY Jets FL, salutes to you, man. You're always in here. Good to see you. Salutes to Eddie DeJesus. It's always good to see you as well, Eddie. Salutes to everybody. Again, everybody that joined, everybody that called in. It was phenomenal to speak with y'all. So I'll be having another show. What is today? I think Friday. I think I'll have another show Tuesday. So we'll continue, to talk about the New York Jets and all the things that we have going on. I want to thank y'all for joining me. We're going to continue the gaming as well. If this is your first time joining me or watching my, my live streams, hey, please subscribe, give my videos a thumbs up, share my videos as well, share my streams as well. We don't just talk Jets on this channel. We also game as well. We have a lot of fun playing games and just doing everything. We play, NBA 2K, we play Madden, we play Street Fighter, we play it all, and we just have a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? And again, we'll continue these Jets shows throughout the off season all the way into the season. Then we watch games together. We do it all. So the only thing, don't call into my show with a bunch of crazy nonsense, and do not call into my show cursing. I'll get you out of here. That's the only thing. So NY Jets FL says, Joe, do not wear any collared shirts or flip-flops. Okay. Yo, salutes to you, NY Jets. Listen, Mike from Bayshore, he's a wild boy, and I respect him. I respect him. Mike tell you he don't listen to he don't wear collared shirts or flip-flops. He don't. And he tell you exactly what exit you can meet him on. You know what I'm saying? He calls in fired up. I respect Mike. I respect him. He calls in fired up though. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta, you gotta listen to him. You know what I'm saying? And he spits his take. So salute to Mike. I respect what he brings to the table. But I take all callers and I listen to everybody's perspective. Also, there's some people that were telling me, I was talking with some people, and they were saying, hey, we're a little worried about calling to the show. Maybe you'll disagree with us. Listen, I listen to everybody's take, everybody. Even if I don't agree with your take, I want to hear you. I want to hear your take. You're a Jets fan. Even if you're not a Jets fan, if you're just a football fan and you want to call in, you want to talk about the Jets, I listen to everybody's take, man. I'll give you, all a chance. Now, if I disagree with your take, of course, I'll disagree with it, and we can have discourse and go back and forth and have a really good conversation. But don't ever be afraid to call into the show. I'm not a guy that's going to try to rip your head off or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'll disagree, and we can have a great conversation about it. That's what I'm all about, is connecting with, other fans, people that love football, people that love the Jets, and just having a good time, man. So that's what I'm all about. So, call in when you can and when you're free. So, again, I want to thank everybody for watching. I got to get out of here. You folks have been phenomenal. Thank you for calling in and watching the show. I'm going to get out of here. So you folks have a good one, all right? Peace out, y'all.